All right, so now we're going to talk about intersections of and unions with compound inequalities. So in this unit, we have intersections, we have unions, and we have compound inequalities. Now, when you have two inequalities, joined by the word and or, you have a compound inequality. Now, an intersection is the word and that means what two sets have in common. And our symbol for intersection is an upward down U. Then we have a union, and that's the word or. And then that's when you have both sets combined. Everything together. And that symbol looks like this. And it's a U. So let's actually take a look at an example of what I'm talking about. Find the intersection of these two sets. And remember, intersection is this symbol. Now remember, intersection is what they both have in common. So their intersections, do they both have a 3? No. Do they both have a 5? Yes. Do they both have a 6? No. Do they both have an 8? Yes. And that's our intersection. So what if I said A equals 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11. D equals 9. That should not be a parentheses. I apologize. And I said A intersection D. And I know it looks like and, but it's not. What this is saying is, what's the intersection between these two? What do they both have in common? They both have a 9 in common. What if I said that B held 2, 5, and 8, and I said, what's the intersection of B and an empty set? There is no intersection because there's no two things. You can't have something in common with an empty set. So there is not, this is not possible. So it's an empty set. All right, let's talk about unions. Let's say that I had this. Good grief. and I said I wanted a union of A and B. A union is A or B, can be anything. So I want all of it. Now, you don't have to write the 2 5s. You have 1 4, you have a 5, you have a 6, you have a 7, you have an 8, you have a 9. Let's look at 2 graphs. All right, so I have this and this. Both of them are going to look the exact same, so that you can get a better understanding. And let's say that this
your phone is ringing. Answer your phone.
Went like this, and this went like this. And I want to know an intersection. Now remember, an intersection is what they both have in common. So an intersection is here to here. Now those parentheses make a difference. The intersection of this would be, now this was a 1, by the way, a 1 and an 8, where they would have parentheses on both ends. And that's what an intersection looks like on a graph. This is a cool one. Let's say that I had a bracket on the 9 here going this way, and a bracket on the 3 here going this way. Now remember, an intersection is what they both have in common. So it would be from the 9 this way. So my intersection would be this. So let's take a look at 2 inequalities not on a graph. X is less than or equal to 5, and X is greater than or equal to 9. Now remember, the word and means what? And is an intersection. Or is a union, and is an intersection. So I want to know where these two intersect. If I drew these on a number line, this would be a bracket going this way, and this would be a bracket going this way. So tell me, what do these two have in common? Nothing. There's nothing that intersects between them. So there is no solution set. That would be an empty solution set or undefined.